Good evening, chat. Welcome on in. I should turn up. There we are. I'm here. How we doing? I'm just trying to do a quick meme. You know your boy. Liking a little bit of a meme. I'm doing all right, thanks, Wolf. How are you? How's Queensland treating you? I'm definitely pleased. Happy Friday to us all. It is Friday. We made it again. Very pleased it's Friday. It was a long week. It just felt very busy. Don't mind the giant steering wheel. It's going to get smaller. A little bit smaller. Perfect. Beautiful. Actually, what I might do... Now, what is it? Is it Alt? Yeah, that's the one. Let's just trim it up a bit. There we go. All right, so now that it's perfect, let's jump into it, chat. Oh, yeah, rock climbing. My brother is big on rock climbing as well. Well, bouldering, strictly. I feel like that's very much the in thing to do. For a while there, I thought it was going to become kayaking. A lot of my friends have acquired a kayak, but I think bouldering is still, or rock climbing is still the most popular thing. I didn't do too much today. I mean, I was just in the office the whole day. Literally, I didn't take a lunch break because I attempted to leave early. Didn't work as well as I would have hoped. But I still got out of the office just a little bit early, just a little bit. And I had fish and chips for dinner, which was quite nice. Gluten-free, well, fish and potato gems, strictly. If we're being 100% accurate. Which I hope we are. Because it's Friday, you know? You gotta have a little bit of something different, you know? I mean, that's partly because I... Okay, here is how I do things. I cook my dinner. I don't buy my dinner. I cook my dinner. Dinners, I should say, on Sunday. And by dinners, I mean I cook... I live on my own, but I cook for 4 people. Like a standard dinner normally caters for 4 people, so I cook that. Awesome, the OBS has crashed. And then I just kind of reheat that throughout the week. So normally that takes me until about Wednesday, because I eat it on Sunday as well. Alright, we're back in business. So on Friday, I gotta figure something out, because on Thursday I have dinner with the family.
Press device 1, button 1 to start. Press device 1.
Ooh, I haven't had a blister in a long while. Particularly on my fingers, actually. But blisters suck. Particularly, I mean, I imagine it's the case for you, but particularly when they're in a joint or something, where you can't really move it without agitating the blister. Oh, cool! It crashed again. Why is it not working? I will concede I didn't test the OBS situation, so I didn't think I needed to test it. I didn't think that just having a steering wheel attached would have made it that difficult. Let's try and close some things, see if that'll help. Okay, well, we've got moving images now. That's a big improvement. You see, it's got numbers behind me. The different buttons. I don't know what those numbers are. Gonna assume it's... No, it's not that. 7 and 8. Is it Y? X. Is it that one? Is it that one? Is it a throttle? No, we've decided it's not that jack one. Probably on the... Oh, I did press that button. Anyway. I'm tempted by the Diablo. Maybe it's because of Need for Speed, but I'm in a little bit of a, Lamborghini bend of late. Maybe that one. I'm pretty sure it's A600. I saw that before. It's just funny.
Welcome back, comrade.
So we're going to try and use the controller as little as possible. How easy that's going to be? Well, that's another matter entirely. We'll have to use the keyboard for things like entering in search terms, but I don't think it'll allow me to use the D-pad to navigate a keyboard. Because it doesn't do that with the controller. Oop. Upgrades. Custom. There's no rev engine button, unfortunately. I could make it all-wheel drive, so it's a proper Lambo. Well, proper modern Lambo. I can single, I can double, I can super in both types. Wow, that's a very versatile engine you've got there, Lamborghini. Let's focus on the tires. That's going to be the best way to spend our PI points, I reckon. Doesn't really actually increase it that much. Let's just go street tires. Let's space the wheels out as much as we can. And, well, that's the one. Get some better rims on this. Those rims are not doing anything for me. Thinking silver ones just so I can kind of see them a little bit. Those are kind of in keeping with what they used to look like. If we go over to multi-piece, those are the ones that they had to begin with. What if we start with these ones and go looking? They'll do nicely. Gearbox is going to be another big one, I reckon. Maybe not. We're 7 speed. Go race diff. Jump into handling. Get some race suspension. Some carbon brake. Naturally get some anti-roll bars. I'm surprised it doesn't have any anti-roll bars. That seems like a bit of a stretch. And no chassis reinforcement? Don't know about that. We just have to kind of guess. Let's just go the whole thing. That'll do nicely. So we'll install that. We're green in terms of improving it across the board. Let's at least change the color of the car. Does it? Oh, wow, okay. That is an intriguing color to come from the factory in. Let's do this lilac kind of color. Go for the customary carbon fiber wing mirrors. Wheels look sick as hell already. Customary brake caliper color. Saved car. Okay, so it's looking pretty fresh. Pretty tight. I don't know if I want to try and put... what the hell, let's try. Let's give it an old college try, huh? That Transformers prominently on here. Why is this? Who's Solar Flare? Why are they here so often? Just because I searched furry the other day? Because I searched furry the other day. So we are searching Italy. So what here do we think is the most Italian and or appropriate for our car? Is that a steam train in the distance? Maybe. Pirelli. Lavazia. Oh, how do you pronounce that? We might do that. This can be the coffee car. Lavazza. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's done so well in terms of producing coffee. They've gotten themselves a Lamborghini company car. Not just any Lamborghini, a Lamborghini Diablo SV. Can we position this? Gotta tap it. Smaller logo than I thought it would be. Normally these things are enormous. Gonna give me RSI. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the keyboard. That is a little bit of a downer. But we gave it a shot. One cannot deny that. Oh, I can do it with the mouse too. I just wanted to rotate. I don't want it. Oh, what? Hold on. Did I stamp it? I just wanted to see what it would look like over here. You can only move in one direction at a time. That sucks. Actually, the trouble is, I think I like this car so much, I don't necessarily want to meme it. I think it looks legitimately quite cool. It's weird, because the Diablo is definitely not one of my... I like it more than the Countach, but it's definitely not one of my go-to choices. But I do want to... Well, I mean, it's not particularly memey, but I do want to put... Where was it? There was an Italian flag kind of thing that I thought would look quite good on the bonnet. This one. The old rotate. Oh wait, can we use the mouse for this too? Oh, it's so much more civilized. I need to do that more often, actually. Because you can just drag it. Oh, that's so useful. Like something like that, I think looks sick. It's a weird color. Like, there's no denying that. I think we can safely say that it is not your normal Diablo color scheme. Can we copy this? Tab. Insert. How do you copy this? Normally it would be like under advanced options. Does Control C, Control V work? No. That was probably a little bit ambitious. And I guess we can just apply it again. It's a little bit annoying having to try and find it again. Is it really Horizon 2014? Wow, that is a long time ago. Got a boomer over here for sure. Not just because it was my favorite one. We can just have it go across the entire thing. Ah, so we can stamp it. And can we have it match up? Like that? No, I tried, but it was just too hard. Because on the keyboard, for example, you can hold down the arrow keys, and the input will just go on forever until you take your finger off. On the steering wheel, however, you'd have to tap, because if you just press on the D-pad, it only counts as a single input. There's the copy button, in there, okay. The last place I would look. Okay, I think that looks pretty neat. It's not maybe the most normal color. I still think it kind of comes together all right. The real question I want to try and figure out today, and I don't know if I'm going to figure it out in this race, but is whether I want to use sim steering or arcade steering. There's definitely a steam engine up at the train station from here. Or if I want to use the more traditional arcade steering. Okay, this might be a bit more difficult than I first thought it would be. I definitely don't think we're going to be on the podium in the trial event. Ooh. No, we're still, I think we're barely halfway through the, that week. Welcome back, Shadow. How was your trip in the end? How did meeting the parents go? Ooh. Ah, I see. Okay. So we got big plans then? Oh, really? Shucks. Surely you've got better things to do while you're in the States. Okay, let's go over to here. Well, I must confess I have missed having you in the chat as well. But that's alright. It was... You didn't go over there to just watch me in a different location, though. You went over there to say hi to... the BF. I think we want to turn that down a touch. Oh, actually, maybe we leave that there. But we want to turn this one down a lot. Well, that is delightful. This is going to be hella rough, chat. I can just feel it in my bones. Okay, let's... I mean, I've never actually been to a con, but I feel like that's kind of half of the course. Yes, it is. Do you have any insight you would like to share with the class, Shadow? Oh, yes, sorry, I turned myself off because of the buttons behind me. Thank you for that, Wolf. I've just been so focused on trying to get the stuff to work. I do wonder if maybe all-wheel drive would have been better given the steering wheel situation we're facing. Because you can, like, it's got force feedback, the steering wheel, and you can definitely feel it fighting. It's better now that the roads are a little bit drier. Okay. Hold on, let's get a bit more speed. Hopefully the handbrake's still the same button. Okay. That was strictly a... Oh, I think that was strictly a slide, if we're honest with ourselves. I reckon we give it a shot. We'll just try it in this car. And, you know, if worst comes to worst, we just do it again, right? That's just more content, right? Yeah, I mean... Well, that too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yes. Then again, the way it was behaving before... felt like it definitely needed PC. Okay, that counted as a drift. You saw the points come in. I'm doing well, particularly now that it's Friday. It's been a busy old... Frankly, it's been a busy month. Though if we're really thinking about it, it's kind of been a busy year, as some of you might already know, at work. But we're doing better now that we're on break. I've made at least a passing mention to the boss. This is going to be rough, chat. I'm just going to put it out there. If we get over halfway, like 6th place or up, we're doing well. I made passing mention to the boss that I want to take Saturday off. September. What's button 8? Did we figure that out again? Okay, it's the 2 squares one. I want to take at least part of September off. My mother's been encouraging me to do it for a while. And frankly, I finally started the process. I want to... Here's the dream. Ideally... Oh, let's just delay the ad so I can actually speak. Ideally, the 3D Jow 2.0 is ready in September. Do some sort of anniversary situation. Because it was... I have been streaming, I mean, with varying degrees of success, obviously. I've been streaming for about a year since June, I think it was. And, you know, I feel it's kind of Twitch tradition to do something with that when that comes around, and obviously I didn't. But I figure it would be useful to do if, like, also as partly like a relaunch, I guess, to have a slightly more expressive, a slightly more expressive Jow on screen rather than just a bouncy Jow. I don't think I've ever had it with mushy peas, but then again, I don't actually like gravy, so don't kill me, Shadow. I've never liked gravy. I feel like chips on the beach is definitely the way to do it in one regard, because I have a little bit of a rule. There's a dividing range, mountain range, the Blue Mountains just west of here. And my general rule of thumb is I don't want to eat fish west of that, because I think I'm just a bit too far away from the coast. Come on. Somehow we're still beating someone. I spoke too soon. Well, it's because everyone, like Wolf and yourself have said, that's what you do on the waterfront, right? You go there, you have the fish and chips, because you're on the seaside. It just likes to really... I mean, I know I've got TC on, but it really likes to spin out a bit. Luckily, we've got competent teammates. Oop. I don't even know if we're going to get halfway through the race at this rate. Come on, straighten up. Yeah, it's always a great kind of meal after a big day on the shore. Yeah, what's the favorite food you've been having over there? Oh, for flip's sake, now it's oversteering? I think my traditional steering setup that I put on it is maybe a little bit too twitchy for this. Maybe I needed to focus a bit more on stability. Instead of towing in, I should have towed out. I should have towed in. Ah, okay. Disappointingly, I've been to the States twice. I did not have too much in the way of actual, like, chain fast food. Oh, for flip's sake, how did that even happen? How did I turn that way? Come on, the 50% is so close. I mean, that hazelnut Java chiller sounds pretty choice. 53%, we did it. We made it over halfway. This is the one time that I would have actually preferred it if this was like straight up D-class, I think. I think I would have been able to handle this a lot better if it was just stock peels. Like, I can't even claim it's the clutch that's doing this. I'm just driving this with the old paddle shifters. I don't even have the gearbox, the gear stick plugged in. Just rough. On the second trip, that's when I had the most kind of fast food, because I wasn't with my parents, I was with university that time. When we were in LA, we went to a kind of stereotypical, recreation, I guess, 50s diner. And I think I had a burger, but I also had a really nice thick shake. That made me feel quite sick, but I enjoyed it at the time. But on that trip as well, for the first little bit, we were on the East Coast, and we went to Chicago, and I met an internet friend there, which was quite an exciting kind of undertaking. But more importantly, he introduced me to Chicago deep dish pizza, and boy howdy was that nice. Come on. Gentle. Gentle. Up. And we've lost. Oh, hell yeah. Must have been that you had a tune for one car that was like the jump one for that one or something. Everyone was like, oh, I gotta get a tune for it, but I can't bother to make my own. I think it might be partly as well because I don't have sim steering on, perhaps. And because I'm using a racing wheel, the inputs aren't like one-to-one with the actual steering position. I could also just be making excuses. But if this is me with traction control on, I can't imagine what it'd be like without it. It'd be sliding all over the place. Trouble is that this one also has... It's something that I probably brought up when we did this originally in PNG Drive. The brake pedal is exceptionally stiff on this thing. Like, unless I'm really, like, slamming on the brakes, I'm not getting 100% breakage. Not even close. And it's on 100% sensitivity as well. So it's not like I can turn it up anymore. I'll have to. But no, I haven't. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. I mean, this is definitely the authentic supercar experience, though. getting someone who hasn't driven a supercar before just completely flying off the edge of the road. Because they have no idea, like, how to actually handle a car with that much power. Particularly if it's all going to the rear wheels. Huh? Somehow we just won it. Pretty sure we didn't. Yeah, it feels a little bit like that. Now if we dive in here, thank you kindly. I'll never say no to an E-type. Speaking of which, this week has been incredibly good at E-type spotting for some reason. Don't know why. I've just seen so many of them recently. Steering? Let's say simulation. What's save? Okay, it was that button. Okay. I think that might make it slightly more accurate to what we're doing here. That, I do not know. Okay, that's feeling a little bit more reasonable. Okay, no, it definitely wasn't a season 3 then. They had the more conventional exhaust pipes. They were, I saw, like I'm literally lifting myself up on the chair to try and press the brake. Yeah, I think so. I saw 3, I think 2 of them were convertibles, 1 down, 1 up, and a coupe. On different days as well. Just a really good week for, or maybe not a week, maybe a month or so, for E-type spotting for some reason. Unfortunately, they weren't being given like the full beans.
You have arrived at your destination.
Have you've done your road trip at this point, I imagine? I mean, surely you've only got 1 day left. I can't imagine you're road tripping today. How was the road trip? What whip did you end up getting? Was it a Chevy Suburban or something a bit more sporty? That's not too bad. Hell yes. Yeah, I've heard it's been incredibly hot in the Northern Hemisphere. Just this month, really. Yeah, I'm just gotta get better at like straightening up. Yeah, that too. It's been rough in Greece. Real rough. One of my co-workers is currently in Turkey, and I can't imagine it's too much better over there. At the very least, you'd have all this smoke coming across. What are the restrictions? Rally. Ooh, that could be spicy. Let's do this one first. It's a little bit slower. A little bit. And which one do we want to do? I think the G65 AMG. I don't like it, but I think it's probably going to be the most car-like at least, but it's also got the least handling. Luckily, I own them all except for that one. Just fine. So let's find a garage. That'll do. And let's go do some tuning.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea, though. Focus on weight reduction. I guess that makes sense for like an off-road event. See it going south, Jar, but you kept applying the power.
In 400 meters, turn right.
It's quite funny, the monitor stands that I have
Turn
for
right.
my monitors isn't exactly, you know, the best. I spent like $50 on it. It does the job, but it is visibly shaking from the force feedback. Quite noticeably. Really just kind of adding to the immersion.
You have arrived at your destination.
No, I've got the game PC has two monitors, one horizontal, one vertical, mounted on a monitor stand from just Kmart, which is like the discount department store here. My cars. I did have a screen riser at one point. It just didn't give it enough rising, to be honest. No, we want filter. Well, why not, right? So you did one of these bad boys, the 76 Wrangler. Could do the International, perhaps? We could continue the Lamborghini trend. Or, no, let's do it properly. Let's do a 97 Defender. We could do the Series 3, but I think the Series 3 is probably better for like D-class stuff. Oh, what is this? Oh, they've got an overlanding thing. Let's just keep it like that. That one? We don't need that. We might need that. Unfortunately, I can't have the steel grip pads on the bonnet and the snorkel. That's the dream. So I think we're just going to have to settle for the snorkel. What's that one doing? Oh, there's a slight change to the skirt there. You can barely see it. Oh, that one. That one's that jump just kills any forward momentum. Probably rally tires, right? Increase that profile. Go for 21 pimping rims? Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. Get those real good anchors on. We still got a lot of stuff a lot of currency to spend, a lot of PI points to spend. Full roll cage. Full weight reduction. Get a 7 speed in here. Where's that rally diff? There it is. Yes, we do. Ah. The capture stopped again for some reason. So, I don't know what's doing it. They've just been looking at the back of that for so long. Oopsie doopsies. Alright, there we go. Actually, what? Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I've seen a lot of people be playing it on the old Twitch. What engines can we slap in here? V6, V8, obviously, but that is far above what we can use. Let's just supercharge it. Actually, I wonder if just off-road tires might be best. Yeah, so you've really got to get to your computer soon then, so you can avoid all the spoilers. Because the internet loves nothing more than giving out a few spoilers. Okay, so we'll just stick there. Not bad, 1400 kilos. 281 kilowatts. It's a pretty good power to weight ratio. Blue. I mean, it's just blue, guys. We don't have to save that much data, do we? I keep forgetting there's actually a Five Nights movie coming up. Yeah, I heard people say the trailer is pretty good. I have quite literally zero interest in it because I've never actually played the games, which is probably a little bit sacrilegious. Be a video game streaming content creator and have never played Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh yeah. That said, I did enjoy watching the game theories with MatPat, or at least initially I did. I haven't watched them for a while. I mean, he attempted to, but it seemed that every installment was like, actually, no. Have you thought about this, MatPat? I should probably have a look at them at some point. I feel like it's a pretty classic game, right? Maybe in the spooky month. Let's jump into the settings. Turn that down a little bit. Feeling linearity. Lower values provide more accuracy in the center, but less accuracy for lock. Let's leave it like that then. Acceleration. The larger the dead zone, the less the throttle will need to be pressed for the car to decelerate as fast as possible. Sorry. The less the brake will need to be pressed for the car to brake as shape this. Okay, we want to turn this down. Let's say to there. You can probably also afford to turn down the vibration just a little bit. It's been pretty... Actually, sorry. Probably the force feedback. Been a little bit much. Probably turn that up a little bit. Okay, let's save that. See if that's done anything for us. Feels like it's behaving a little bit more how I expected it to. The brakes are definitely better. That much is certain. Not that they could get much worse. They were pretty rough. And the vibrations are a little bit more tolerable. They're not shaking my second monitor quite as much. So the mic arm is still going a little bit wobbly, but that's fine. I'm not reading anything off the mic arm. It is quite impressive when you think about just how kind of... I guess when it comes down to it, how kind of boring the Five Nights games are in terms of what they actually present in terms of gameplay, if you just look at it like objectively. It's just kind of like a point and click adventure almost, but it's just been so incredibly popular. Partly because, at least with the first couple, he was so quick at releasing them. It's like a couple of months away. I feel like the first 3, maybe even 5, I can't remember, came out within like 2 years of all of them. It was really quick on iterating.
Turn left.
Which is your favorite one? Well, I guess it's probably the same, but which is your favorite character? Not necessarily your favorite plushie. I wonder if you can get a purple guy plushie. It'd be weird. Yeah, I feel like Roxanne is probably one of the more popular characters in this franchise. What's about to change view? Is it this one? That one. The full car driving experience is upon us, chat. POV. You're late for the farmer's market. And you've got to sell your turnips. Which is your favorite game? You're not wrong. A trailer It starts off with 5 sheep, but given the speed of traveling, I end up arriving with maybe 2 sheep. Okay. I feel like the one I enjoy the most, and this is as someone who's never played any of them, and barely watched anyone play them on YouTube or Twitch, the one I think I'd enjoy the most would probably be the latest one, the first-person survival one. Just because it seems like the one that's got the most kind of gameplay. Security breach, thank you. It's got the most gameplay to me, or like to my eye. I don't think you're wrong. Sorry, I don't think you're alone. Obviously not wrong, it's an opinion. I think there's plenty of people, especially plenty of furries, that would jump at the opportunity to go to the pizza place.
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
I do wonder, just going back to the movie that's coming out, I do wonder what they're going to do with the film. Like if they're going to, like if they're going to be following the story of the games quite closely, or if it's going to be something different. Let's try and make more use of the fact that we've got 7 gears, huh? Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they go, you know, like off script, right? Try and tow those bad boys in a bit. Turn that down a touch. Yeah, that's probably fine. D-pad's a little bit sensitive for like inputting in multiple areas. I hope it goes well, and it's not... I mean, it's got a pretty good cast, if nothing else. I can never remember the name of that guy who played Shaggy, but he's a good actor, and to have him in the project's not a bad thing. I just hope it doesn't turn out to be like another Slender Man or something.
You have arrived at your destination.
Where it just didn't work. I've only seen a couple of stills. I haven't actually... I don't think I have, at least. I haven't watched the trailer. But I saw a still of Freddy Fazbear, and it was, like, pretty spot on. It looks really realistic. Because I think the actual... I don't know if they're suits or whatever, but they're actual objects in reality. They're not just CGI, I don't think. I might be wrong there. Absolutely. I feel like there always has been, but I think those games have definitely heightened it for the general, like, the world, the community. I don't think I'm game enough to do that in first person. I haven't seen any of those. But yeah, I'm not surprised there's a huge kind of film community on YouTube for that kind of stuff. Nope, that's the clutch. We want the brake. Okay, we're gonna be having trouble. Still. There's something really cool about VHS aesthetic. I don't know why. What like gets me going about it, but I really do quite like a CRT monitor. I think it's partly why I really enjoyed playing through Alien Isolation. That kind of, I think it's cassette punk aesthetic is really cool to me. I think my family's gotten rid of the vast majority of them. What the hell? Even almost total stop. Oh yeah, there was nothing quite like... I mean, there still isn't. There's nothing... Okay, a little bit of a roll. Quite like recording a movie on VHS. And like you say, getting all the ads or whatever. Or even like news breaks and headlines and stuff like that. It's such a vision into the past. And I mean, on that, one thing I really miss about VHS and kind of early DVDs is that the preview thing you'd have at the beginning of like also coming to VHS. And you'd see other movies that were being released at around the same time as the one you were watching. That too. Okay, we're obviously going to try this one again. I just need to figure out what button number 3 is. Let's try X. Yep. I feel like it would be so much easier if we just, instead of having numbered or even the Xbox A, B, X, Y, if it was just north, south, east, west. Okay. That's definitely one. Okay. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Defender might not be the best choice, just because it's got quite a short wheelbase compared to some of the other vehicles I could have chosen. Like the Mercedes-Benz 6x6, for example, has quite a long wheelbase, so probably would have been a little bit more stable. Oh, okay. How dare you, Shadow? How could you drive over me like that? In your American pickup truck? Oops, sake. Yeah, I'm impressed they kept it on 4 wheels. I mean, you kept it on 4 wheels, I should say. The other option, chat, is we just really nerf the AI. Thanks for dropping that into chat, Shadow. I'll have a look at that. Once I lose this race. So in all seriousness, Shadow, what do you have planned for today? You're just kind of hanging out with the BF, or you got, you're heading out to do something on the town? Why does that spin out so much there? Good plan. Why can I not change the Drivatar difficulty? Oh, it uses a forced Drivatar difficulty. Yeah, it will be. Okay. I mean, it's never something I've had to do before. We'll try it one more with this car. And then, I don't know, we'll try it with a different one, see if it is a car issue or if it's a user skill issue. I mean, you gotta make use of the duty free. Yeah. So are you flying out like late tonight or tomorrow? Wow, everyone caught up, huh? Ah, okay, nice. Not to ask the awkward question. When are you back in the office? Do you have a couple of days to recover from any jet lag? Nope. It's probably quite a long flight. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, well that's good. Okay, no, we are gonna try it with a different vehicle. Take me here, Anna.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 meters.
How long's the layover in JFK?
400 meters. Turn left.
Oof.
Recalculating route.
Might be best. That might be the best time to do all your duty-free shopping. They might have a better selection of stores there as well. I imagine if you're primarily looking for
turn sharp right.
cigs and booze, salt. Oh, I don't know. Would Salt Lake even sell booze? in the airport? Even though it's a dry state, Utah? Or at least I think it is.
You have arrived at your destination.
That button. I mean, it was the last time I went overseas, I bought a shaver. Duty free. I don't know if it was any cheaper. What other cars do we have? Nope, not that button. Back. No, not that button. No, that one. I mean, it's a bit paradoxical, but I want something long and light. Maybe a Titan? Oops. Excuse me, the Gladiator? The H1, perhaps? Ford Super Duty F450? Yeah, right. Super rough. Let's wave the Australian flag a little bit and break out the Ranger Raptor. One of the last Australian engineered vehicles. If it is the Ranger that I am familiar with. Another overland kit, no doubt. Yeah, but we'll probably avoid that because we want to try and keep it light. I think maybe off-road tires might be in order as well. I mean, if I had to buy a ute slash pickup truck, those two are definitely at the top of the list. I think I'd probably lean towards the Amarok. Though, at least from what I've heard, the current model of Amarok is just a full Ranger, so it doesn't really matter. We've got the Triton over here, which I imagine is basically the same vehicle. A little bit old-fashioned. As far as, from what I've heard, I've never actually driven one myself. Just a little bit left behind by the competition in many respects. I suppose it's a bad thing if it's a workhorse. Like, that's what you want, right? You know, I'm talking from a position of someone who's never had to drive one of these things for work or something like that. You'd be kicking yourself every time you drove that vehicle, though. Particularly these days with petrol as much as it is. Like, I don't know how it becomes so expensive. Petrol. Because it was come down a little bit now, but it was... I don't know what that noise was. Oh, I think I accidentally activated one of my Amazon devices somehow. It was quite expensive for a while there. Yeah, I reckon, and I think it's also that OPEC has taken advantage of all that to just kind of keep the prices up. Keep the Saudi princes and their families comfortable just a little bit longer before the world... Hold on a second, it's not playing music. Give me a second. I'll return. I don't know why that happened, but it did. It decided to start playing some music in the kitchen. Admittedly just, outside. But still, come on, guys. That's probably going to be good enough. I think they'll probably scale to that, I would imagine. Hopefully the longer wheelbase will be useful. And I think the tires might be useful because we were mostly spinning out on the dirt surface. Let's go silver. I know it's not the Ford color, but it'll do. There was a Ram 1500, I think, next to me when I was driving home today. Such a big car. Well, she's certainly noisier. Wow, that wheel pressure is significantly less than it was. Once more, we can probably make a bit more use of gears. A little bit. Try and turn the caster up, I think. We were a lot taller. We were like almost 5 centimeters taller than the other one was. That could be dicey. Lovely. I'm hoping a more kind of even split of power, of power delivery will be helpful too. Oh, where are we going again? That one.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculate route.
It'll buff out. See, that's Ford Tough, that's what that is.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. At the roundabout, take the second exit. In 100 meters, turn right.
I think this might be slightly more suited to my
100 meters,
current situation.
turn left.
Maybe.
In 100 meters, turn right.
Also, chat, I don't know why, I just remembered, in somewhat slightly self-aggrandizing news.
You have arrived at your destination.
I got, there's a fellow streamer, she used to pop in every now and then in here, Aurora de Mercedes. He was responding to a question on Twitter asking about the, I don't know if it was the best or the sexiest accent, and my name was mentioned. So that's a pretty huge review. Always love to get a compliment. Add that one to the old record. It did the starting grid. Yeah, okay, good. It moved to accommodate. I actually don't know what this is. I don't think it's a VC. No, it's definitely a bit more genteel than there's a country fellow who goes to my church and he's got a very ochre accent. Yeah, refined. His is proper. Okay. Mine, yeah, not so much. Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at you, Shadow, just zooming ahead. Do you reckon you could just throw it for me for a second? Take a fall? Take a dive? That's the word we're looking for. Come on, buddy, you've got 6 wheels, use them. That just takes any momentum out of you, that jump. Not a fan of the Scout International, or the International Scout, I can't remember which way it's put. Probably International Scout. Okay, well, the decision to move to a longer wheelbase has definitely not hurt us. I can't say for certain if it's the only thing that's changed. I mean, we're driving a completely different vehicle with different tires, but we are a lot more competitive. That's gonna hurt. Oh, thank goodness it didn't land on us. Take the dive. Take a dive, Shadow. Please. Please. Spin out. Press it into a wall. Something. Do it for your old pal, Jow. Okay, 6th is significantly better than... Sorry, 2nd is significantly better than 9th. I have no idea where 6th came from in that entire equation. I'll take it. And hope that the other circuits are slightly more conducive to driving on with a wheel. So there's the sprint and another sprint. Let's do first sprint.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn left.
Oh, we're on the right side of the car as well. That's how you know this is the Australian version. Actually, hold on. There we go, that's a bit better. You can see the mirrors this time, you can see the wheel.
Take the 2nd exit.
Wow, okay, that's a very sensitive wheel that the car has. Not so much me. I'm not turning it that dramatically. Out of the way!
At the roundabout, take the 2nd exit. At the roundabout, take the 2nd exit. In 400 meters, turn sharp left. Turn sharp left.
I wonder if I should turn down the Steering wheel sensitivity, perhaps? Hold on. Okay, so about 180 degrees for a full, as much of a turn as it can give you. So the steering wheel is basically upside down. Maybe it's just that the in-game character is a little bit reduced, so they don't have to coordinate their hands going over the top of each other. Probably best to stick outside of the cabin then. So I'm not trying to drive to the avatar's hands.
Turn right.
Sorry.
Turn right.
Near miss.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Can I just go this way? I think I can. Wear your seatbelt, chat. Like a glove.
You have arrived at your destination.
Continue the event. You there, sir. Well, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is CMS. My popular demand of 1. But, you know, why not? Go back to CMS, see what else we can do. Probably go to the junkyard or one of the barn finds and see what we can put together. I'm kicking myself a little bit I didn't buy it in the Steam sale. Particularly the Mazda. Yeah, they are. Particularly the Mazda DLC. Not because I like the Mazda cars especially, but just having a different kind of engine in the game would be very cool. And having to do a rotary engine, like maintenance to it or whatever, would be sick. Okay, hold on, we can do better than that. Let's go on the outside of Shadow Fox. Sick. I just find it interesting to work on the rotary engine. I have to replace all the different parts, kind of get a little bit of an introduction as to how a rotary engine works. Yeah. We're getting a lot of, I don't know if no, you can't hear it, the NVIDIA AI processing is taking it out, but there's a lot of rattling from the force feedback driving over that paddock. Look how deep we're sinking into that. I need to see if it's like on one of those semi-reputable reseller websites. The last time I checked, they only had CMS 18. and I'm kind of loath to buy it for the Xbox version, just because you can't do any of like the Steam Workshop or just modding in general with it. Okay, we can take that a little bit better. I actually completely forgot I could rewind in this game. So used to playing Need for Speed, am I? Okay, oh, that wasn't great either. Now that was overcooking that one. This is where we are. That's with no throttle. If we brake, doesn't straighten up. Yes, because that would add some nice V8s if nothing else. Okay, we figured it out, just. Still a little bit touch and go there. That corner. Come on. The fellas are right on our 6 now. Really just right there. I might be redoing this race chat. Well, I mean, AMG knows how to make a good engine, right? It's also a twin turbo one as well, which would make it interesting too. Also, while you've been away, I don't know if it's Stockholm Syndrome or whatever, but I've actually grown to somewhat enjoy, at least, Need for Speed. Oh, now that is a curious position for them, I think, knowing very little about engines. I've always considered them to be more of a side thing, like a flanker and a scrum. Oh yeah, there would be, wouldn't there? The coolest thing that could probably happen would be if they added in... It would be bloody difficult. But if they added in the ability to export your cars from automation into CMS, that would be neat. They'd have to have some sort of... I mean, you can already scale up the engine, so that'd probably be how you do it. You just have your standard engine sizes, the V10, 12, etc., etc., and you just kind of scale them up to be the appropriate size, so they're not going to be 100% one-to-one. But they'd have to add in a few more into CMS, because there's a lot more engine choice in automation than there is CMS. In terms of like, I want to have 2 turbos in this, I want to have 1 turbo in this, I want to have no turbos in this. I think this is a W, chat. Hiya! Okay, that didn't work. I should have held the handbrake for longer. I just crashed into the wall trying to kill pedestrians. Yeah. Give me the big boy engines. Or the W's. Give me a W engine. Don't give me another V8, give me a W8. Bring in Bentley, give me a W8 V12. W8 twin turbo. Or the VR6 for that matter too. Another Volkswagen engine. W12, I'll have that too. Ah, see? Maybe I should be looking at CMS 18. Sounds like they're speaking my language. Oh, I imagine there'd be hell. There'd be so many different bits and bobs. But I'd be much more interested if there was like generic engines, but just more variants of those engines. Oh, sorry, less variants of the engine type, so V8 or whatever, but more engine types. So like straight 5s, straight 3s, straight 4s, VR6s, straight 6s, V8s, straight 8s, VR5s, V4s, V16, diesels. Like even just the change of it from petrol to diesel would be interesting, because you'd be dealing with a different combustion system basically. And how that works, because I think it would be, I think it's slightly more straightforward. Obviously not speaking as a mechanic. Well, that too, why not ethanol? How does that change how you have to set up the engine? How does it work to kind of hook in a nitrous system if that's something you're looking at doing? That's the noises a professional driver makes. Yeah. There's definitely things they could do. Speaking and or thinking of which, if we had Car Mechanic 21, we must surely be coming up on Car Mechanic 24 then. Assuming there's a 3-year difference like there was between 18 and 21. For some reason I'm just not nailing this corner chat. So we're just going to get real familiar with these flags and trees for a second. No, probably not. If they were really cool, they would have a Pimp My Ride DLC, which focused a lot more on the kind of cosmetics and electricals of the mechanic stuff. Yeah, that would be cool too. Or even just the fact, even just the ability to actually have a car that is yours. Even if you, I mean, it would be neat if you could drive it, but even just being able to have one in your possession would be cool. It would give a little bit of a purpose to actually wanting to earn money and stuff. Okay, that didn't go well because we went through everyone's garage. And by garage, I meant stuff. Okay, that worked a little bit better. And we even pulled off a nice little turret. This works cool. Okay, we're there. I don't think I've actually had a look at auction salvage. We should do that tomorrow. That's a good shout. Alright, we did pretty well for a steering wheel. We pulled it together in the end. I had you and myself going in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. Also, if I'm honest, the number one thing I would spend money on, DLC-wise, would be just one of those trolley bed things that so you can just slide under the car. That'd be fantastic. Festival. Do we want to do rally? In properly spicy cars. S1 Rally Monsters. Oof, that could be exciting. Big storm. Forgot this could happen. Oh no, we're caught in the thing.
Round one, begin! Go fast! Time out! Round one, hey! It's limit breaker!
That was not failure. I left voluntarily. I think it would also be nicer if there was a little bit more freedom in terms of what engines you could put where. Oh, that's right. I've always loved this about this game. How it just maintains the same weather in here as it does out there. Yeah. Which is why I think I need the Steam one, because I don't think you can do that with the Xbox version. Rally Monsters. Rally Monstars, perhaps? We go the Civic. Is, in my opinion, the better looking one of them all. Though if we want a long wheelbase, the Opel Manta is probably the best one to go with. If we're looking for that stability that the long wheelbase has. Now we need to take this to the top of a S1. Break out the keylord. What can we do with you engine-wise? Get a straight 6 in there? I think I might. Let's get a straight 6 in here. Maybe not turbo just yet. Get some mud flaps. Also get some all-wheel drive. Ah, whoa. Yes. Probably just rally tires, I reckon. Thick ones, though. Rally that. Empty all this. Probably going to actually want to do the turboed straight 6, just because I don't know if we're going to have enough stuff to fill up the PI points. So I want the extra turbo to kind of get us across the line a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm... Yeah, we're definitely going to need the turbo. No. We could just turbocharge this one, but I think that one's probably a better starting point. It's also significantly heavier though. Because it's really hitting the handling quite a lot. Ah, what the hell. Okay, so we can't get the anti-lag. But we can get that sweet sports turbo. We should probably try and do something in here to try and lower the weight a little bit. Valves? Oh wow, it's like a couple of 100 grams. Well done. That's huge for us. And maybe some lighter rims for that lighter, unstrung weight. Sure, that looks kind of useful. Might help keep some mud out of the wheels. And we'll get out of this wind tunnel, this wind purgatory we find ourselves in. Nope, I didn't want that one. I wanted this. Okay, so there's only one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, it's got a kind of land seal up to it now. There's one simple trick makes it look a bit more like a Lancia. That'll do. I'm not... For some reason my creative energy level has just collapsed. I am not... I'm not interested in trying to get this to look pretty. Just not basic. Let's have a look at the let's have a look at the gears on this. I mean, I know we've got 8 gears, but yeah, we can probably spread it out a little bit. Just a little bit more. Yeah, 394. That seems like a reasonable top speed for a rally car. We're going to need a lot of toe in, because I think we're going to need stability on this. What's that diff doing though? Okay, while we're here, let's turn up the brakes just a touch. Use the braking balance. Let's turn up the brake force. Yeah, 125%. Okay, so let's... What is the braking distance at 100? And at 125? Further. Okay, so we'll just leave it as is then and just hope for the best. Sure is a rally monster. Terrifying. well, luckily we've got a pretty quick car. We can get to the other side of the map pretty quickly.
400 meters. Turn sharp left. Turn sharp left.
There's just a certain point where the car, I just can't kind of handle the drift. This happens too quickly. Yeah, this is going to be probably a rough one, huh? The other thing is, now that I think about it, I didn't have to take it to the top of S1. I could have just sat happily... Hell, I could have sat happily in B class. That's just the limit. Straighten up. That's not straight, that's the opposite actually. Well, at least the weather's passed. At the speed I plan on driving to the other side of the map will probably catch up to that weather. Yeah, you're not wrong. Surprisingly, this would make a fairly competent top speed car.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we might be overcooking this just a little bit. Okay, we're driving through the festival. We'll pull over there and maybe have a look at something. Excuse me, Taxi Rapido. POV, you're driving to work in the Opel factory. And you're running incredibly late. Well, I think we need to put the spoiler on, obviously. So that's what it was. What it is. I mean, I think it would be better if we changed it to a 6-speed gearbox, to be honest, because I'm going to be changing gears so quickly. Take a more direct approach. Good cornering, everyone. All the vibrations from exhaust feedback.
Calculating route. In 400 meters, turn right.
Okay. in the brakes defense, I don't think they could really do too much in that situation.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 100 meters, turn right.
Alright, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to rip out the 2JZ, put in the straight 6, and also put just some more downforce on this bad boy. Thank you, stay healthy, bot. I'm not even going to turbocharge it. I don't even know if I'll change the cams on it. Just use the top of S1 as like the maximum we want to, the word limit, if you will. This essay we call the Opal Mantra. You know what? I will do that. That. And that. Have we done you though? No. Let's go 7 speed. And that, and that, and that. Okay, that should hopefully... Well, we're better at turning at least. And we're at 90 kilos lighter. Hopefully all that means... Pop up. You can push down the... There we go. The nuts that you screw this in with. It does make it a little bit hard to pull them back out. Okay, let's try that out. I think that's going to be a bit more reasonable to kind of deal with. Wait, hold on. They're probably still running the... No, they're running a much more appropriate gearing. No. I got carried away, I got greedy, got white line fever, all of those phrases. That's right, it's been 7 years. That makes more sense now. Gee, it's bloody dark though. Didn't help me to see those headlights though. Well, it sure as hell isn't good in them. I think it's gonna be fine-ish. I also think it's pretty safe to say that I'm not entirely certain this game is super well optimized for steering wheels, or I am just not super well optimized for steering wheels in this game.
400 meters.
Both are possible. The worst outcome, I'm not optimized for steering wheels in this game, and the game is optimized for steering wheels in this game.
You have arrived at your destination.
That would be the worst outcome. That's the car we've got. We could always just also use a stock Quattro as well. So there's a few cars we can break out that are pretty stock. And, you know, relatively low or mid PI in terms of S1 class. Okay. Let's go. Oh, is this the dirt hill climb? This could be spicy. No, no, it's not. Thank you. Excuse me, straight 6 coming through. None of that flat 6 nonsense. Okay, let's try that again. This time more on the track that we're driving on. You know? The track we call life, if you will. Acer Wolf's well up ahead there. Not sure where Shadow is. But I don't have camera controls on this, I can't look around either. Okay, that didn't work either. I took the huge option of just taking my foot off the throttle a little bit there. Good. Let's try that again. Hoonigan Escort Cosworth. Well, I feel like that's partly up your alley, at least. I know you're not a big Hoonigan man, but I think the Escort Cosworth would be up your alley. I'm not just saying that because you're British, I'm only partly saying that because you're British. Maybe we don't get that excited. Okay, wave a little bit slower. No. Okay. This has got to be the longest time it's taken us to earn 20 points on a Friday. In my defense, I've been sandbagging myself something fierce. I'm too powerful at Forza, I had to use a different controller. I wonder if you can play Forza on a Guitar Hero controller. It would be pretty funny if you could somehow set it up so you had to, the faster you strummed, the faster you went. That was like an electric car where you've only got one pedal. So the less you strum, the more you brake. And or no strumming means like full braking. So you've got like a one pedal setup. Okay, we did pretty well. All things considered. We did rewind once or twice. You know. Be kind to yourself, rewind. Where is the next one? There's one there. One there. Guess we'll go for this one then.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Excuse me, hiccups. Oh, look at me. I'm in a Mini. Look at me. I'm experiencing the consequences of hubris. This runway is very cool at night with those alternating lights. Alright, Mexican space program, let's go.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn right.
That was a pretty good landing, actually. We didn't break any of our windows. That's not always guaranteed.
Turn around
That jump.
when it is safe to do so.
In fact, the opposite is almost guaranteed. That you will break all your windows. You come down hard off the top.
400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? I didn't mean to do that. That's all right. I meant to press that. I guess that's how you know it's a proper rally car, if it's got plastic windows in it. That's some proper racing stuff right there. Okay, time to zoom zoom. Yeah, the little vent on the driver's side. Classic. Look at that. Ford just shut up. Sorry, fellas. Okay, I still can't drift. And I can drift even less with the steering wheel. At least in this game. Is it just the switchback? Seems like I seem to overcorrect, but I've just got the steering wheel dead straight. Let's try and get through the flags. That's switchback. It's so, I don't know, aggressive? Surprising? It might also be that I just don't want to really throw the steering wheel around. I don't rightly know how sturdy she is. But I feel like that might be make an excuse for a skill issue. Being a lot more judicious with the old throttle than I would normally be. Didn't swing the back out enough, which was probably for the best because I would have spun out if history is anything to go by. It's just taking so much more concentration than it does just with the controller. One thing I'm really tempted to do if I ever get around to playing My Summer Car would be to do the driving segments with the steering wheel and the gear stick. To do like the proper finish rally stuff. I've seen someone do it, or at least parts of it. I haven't seen them do the whole thing. Where's the other one? Over here. It does seem like a good way to use the steering wheel. Ideally with the clutch and the gear stick too.
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Definitely slower than it was, obviously, by like 100 kilometers an hour. But it's still very quick. Like, it's far quicker than you'd need to be in the real world. Take a more direct route. Into this guy's barn. That's what I meant to do. I thought there might be a secret barn find if I ran into that at like 270 k's.
400 meters. Turn left.
Turns out there wasn't. But, you know, you don't know until you try, do you, Chad? Oh.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Halfway through that, you're like, oh, that's maybe not the best decision I've ever made. Reverse.
Turn right. 400 meters. Turn sharp left. In 200 meters, turn right. In 400 meters, turn right.
Okay.
Turn right.
We're here. Okay, luckily we can still get it overshot that a little bit. I might go 2 feet for this. 1 foot for the brake, 1 foot for the accelerator. Proper, or at least road legal. I guess there's not any rules against being weird with your feet. Okay, full stop. End of clip. There's probably not any rules with you just having a weird driving style, right? Like, if you used your left foot in an automatic car for everything, I don't think there'd be anything against that, right? Yeah. I mean, also, how would they know? It's not like the Bobby or the cop is going to be like, this guy's driving with the left foot, like that. Okay, well that was a terrible example of cornering. Because I didn't really, I just drove into the wall. As the more observant of you may have noticed. Partly because I was pushed into the wall. Didn't mean to hit B. So if Homie could stop running into the back of me, that would be super chill. Again, it just snaps to the other side. I don't know if that's the car? The handling model of the game? Or what? I need Paul Newman to teach me about turning left to go right. Sweet little Cars reference for you guys there. All my car heads out there. Oh, we overshot that one, didn't we? And again. I mean, the second one definitely left a little bit to be desired. I haven't actually seen the third one then. I've heard good things about it. But the first one was definitely like an all-timer. Oh yeah. You'd have to be a little bit messed up to think that number 2 is the best. Number 2 was just kind of weird. I mean, it's been a few years since I've watched it. That's what I remember it being. No. There you are, Shadow. Doing your Tunig and Cosworth, I see. I think I might take this one from the top. I mean, yeah, that's what it was. James Bond for kids with cars. It seems to be pretty to me that they just don't take the driver tires paint jobs with them. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's just because it's safer for them. In terms of what might be downloaded, I guess. Hey, why does that keep happening? I don't feel like I'm turning that much. I don't know what's happening then. I really don't. Because I remember we checked the settings, and I'm allowing it to do the stuff, I think. Come on, Jack, we can make it around this fairly simple corner. We're not even dealing with a hairpin. Oh, for flip's sake. It really shouldn't be this hard to make it around just steering wheel or no. Take a dive, Shadow. I'm literally lifting myself up on my chair, trying to apply the brake. So stiff is the brake pedal. We will. That kind of anniversary thing in September, I was thinking of trying to do some kind of community stuff in there. For like some sort of convoy. I mean, it'd be like one of those quasi subathon things, but I don't know. I doubt I'd actually do a subathon because I think that'd just be depressing, to be honest. But yeah, a similar thing in the terms of doing different things throughout the duration, including like community engagement and stuff like that. So like a convoy in this, I don't know, Fall Guys or something even. I've never played that game. Stuff like that. Okay, really not working. Oh, also we've got, the community's got, the channel's got a Discord now. If you scroll down a little bit underneath the this video player. So I've been trying to get better at like posting schedules and stuff in there for the week ahead to keep everyone abreast of what's to go, if I'm taking a day off or not, that kind of stuff. Because I'm also trying to figure out, because we're coming towards the end of Need for Speed. So I'm also trying to figure out what's next on the menu. If it's another racing game, or if it's something different. We've got the DLCs for like GTA 4, for example, we could have a look at, or, you know, something else entirely, maybe. So I'm gonna try and do some sort of survey poll in the Discord, probably. Well, welcome on in, Shadow. Happy to have you. This is so much harder than it really should be. I don't know why it's hard to kind of control it sideways. I've actually unintentionally drifted. I was picking up my brother from a friend's place. My brother's friend's place. And it had just rained. And I went around a roundabout with maybe a little bit too many beans and ended up drifting around it. I didn't run into anything. I turned left to go right. And I think at least for a couple of months after that, my brother thought I was the coolest person in the world, or at least in terms of driving. I'm hoping third place is going to be enough, because we've done pretty well in the other races. Personally, I know I'm biased and it is only just starting up that server, but my favorite part about it is there's a channel in there called Freebies, and I've put a bot in there that alerts, puts a post in there whenever something's free. So like a new epic game or a new whatever. And it's been really useful to kind of earn some pretty nice games, to be honest. Okay, we've got the Hot Wheels Trans Am, which is actually a pretty interesting car from what I've heard. No, I want jump to manufacturer, backspace. There we are. Yeah, enter. Can I click on that? Weird. Yeah, it's still very much a work in progress, Shadow. So I'm trying to figure out what the what we need in there, like what the community wants and stuff like that. Yeah, if you look at this, well done. Thank you for that community engagement. That's the engine there, coming back. Apparently what this fella did is he took the engine and moved it backwards. So it's actually a mid-engine car. That's why they've got the carburetor sticking up here instead of more in the middle of the bonnet. That's wild. The other thing, apparently he did it all himself. Okay. So that's maybe a little bit much for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I suggested before. Let's get something a little bit more sedate. Go right down to the bottom. There we go. Let's pretend we're a 1960s English milkman. Yeah, absolutely. Wrong button. Off on our rounds. This is so much better. Much more relaxing. Okay, so that's that. We can easily handle that. If for no other reason, it's hard to get very quick in that. Yeah, the transit van is just so iconic. So very British, really. Let's get into something a bit sportier. Let's get in the 959. Which I believe was meant to replace the Porsche 911, but I might be wrong. Well, I mean, they're driven by tradies, so of course they're going to be tailgated. Going to keep working our way up until we can kind of figure out where the problems start, what PI level. So to that end, we should probably take it on a slightly more adventurous road, right? our ambulances are those Mercedes Vio vans. At least in New South Wales, there, Sydney, they are. I feel like they've... I mean, I can't remember, but I feel like they've always been that. Oh, that's right, you've got the fluoro ones, don't you? Ours are... white. Yeah, white. I think they've got like reflective red and white tape on certain areas, but it's just white. I feel like the yellow and blue would be a lot more sensible. Oh, you've got doctor cars, do you? Oh, okay. I find that fascinating that some places have kind of emergency doctors, I guess you'd call them. Because we've just got paramedics. About the wooling sunshine. Didn't even think of that. Or transit supervan, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Perks of the office, I guess. Feel the difference. Can we feel the difference, chat? Well, it's certainly faster than the one from the 60s. But that's not very hard at all. I haven't seen an unmarked cop car in a long while. At least not knowingly. Obviously, back in the day when they were still around, they'd quite regularly be in Commodores or Falcons or the like. I've heard rumours that they're quite often in the new Hyundai Sonatas, apparently. That is actually kind of interesting. Okay, the understeer is a little bit excessive. So we could feel that difference forward. I don't know if this qualifies as a super sport van. Like an Evo? An old Evo, or a more regular? We don't actually have the Lancer anymore now that I think about it. They'd be getting pretty long in the tooth these days. They'd stand out quite a bit. We get a lot of 5 series. I don't know what they are. Because, like, I don't know if they're M5s or whatever. Oh, excuse me, chat. Oh, yeah, the week is catching up with me. Go. Let's try something with, in theory, some good handling. I don't want to view it, sorry. I want to jump in it. See. The highway patrol are often in 5 Series BMWs or a Chrysler 300C SRT. As to the regular force, the constabulary, it's kind of a bit of a mixed bag. I've seen them in Hyundai I-Spaces. I've seen them in a whole range of things, really. The Volvo, sorry, not the Volvo, the Volkswagen Passat, I've seen them in quite regularly. Yes, with the little pop hat siren on top. Oh, what's that TV show set in that time period? I can't remember now. Kind of somewhat nursing home crime show. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Miss Marple. No matter. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with a straight 6, it seems, right? They're relatively easy to produce well. I think it is more the steering wheel than the car, and or me. Because I'm having trouble with even this to kind of keep it going straight. Sure does sound nice though. Modern Impalas or old ones? I'm trying to think what a modern Impala looks like. I imagine it's just an American sedan. Unless it's an SUV. Surely it's no, it'd be a sedan if it was a cop car. Well, then again, there are a lot of SUVs over there, don't they? Yeah, I was going to say, they used to be all Crown Vic, didn't it? Ford had the market cornered. Like no one's business on cop cars. Then again, there's a lot of Ford Escapes, I think, as cop cars these days as well. Yeah, that's the other kind of... I feel like that's the new stereotypical cop car. A Challenger and like a Chevy Suburban or a Ford Escape. Those are the kind of stereotypical cop cars. Yeah, let's keep going and see what else I can't drive, I think is basically the test we're doing now. This would be appropriate for what we're doing, right? I mean, obviously the all-time police car is the Italian police with their Gallardo. I have a feeling this isn't stock. Yeah, or Saudi Arabia where they've got just crazy stuff over there. That's Saudi Arabia for you. Something closer to stock, I think. We've got a few Ford Escorts, don't we? Let's go the 77. Okay, sorry, that one. Now that I think about it, we don't really have many... I don't think I've ever seen, not really at least, in the city, a SUV as a cop car in Australia. I don't think. I must have, surely. Oh, I mean, there are some, I guess, SWAT or whatever you want to call them, cars that are, I think they're Nissan Patrols or whatever. But I've never seen like a regular cop car that is a they used to basically just use the SSV. So the Holden SS Commodore, or the I don't know, XR6, XR8. I don't know which one. Falcon. So it wasn't like the creme de la creme of the Holden or the Ford sedan lineup. It was just kind of the top of the Commodore lineup or Falcon lineup before they went up to the performance marquee of Holden special vehicles or Ford performance vehicles, which is where you find the HSV Maloo and the FPV Pursuit. Oh! That'd take the wind out of you, something fierce. Let's do these wheel spins as we reconsider our choices. Speaking of FPVs, HSV Gen S. Which is that? HSV Gen S. It's in. Oh, that one. Yes, yes, yes. I vaguely remember that one. Nice, a 360. Oh, 430, sorry. Bell. Oh, it's better than a kick in the teeth. HSV. Because HSV doesn't exist anymore, unsurprisingly, because Holden said. I think it's now GMSV, General Motors Special Vehicles, because they sell the Chevrolet Silverado here. I'm just looking up HSV, trying to figure out what the name of the like what generation is the one that I particularly enjoy. Didn't mean to do that. Club Sport. Oh my goodness, how could I not remember Club Sport? Definitely the E series Club Sport. I think it's that one. Oh, it's the first gen. This one. This one right here. It's just got very, in my mind, it's got very elegant curves and stuff. Whereas as they started to get on in years, they got a bit frilly, to my mind. I mean, I guess you got that over in the Vauxhalls, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The events just didn't do it for me. They also had some really nice. I mean, this is such a mild thing. These rims here, I thought were really cool. I think it was the first time I'd seen rims that would create kind of like a shape when they spun. Because, at speed, it would be flat on the outside and then it'd step down in the middle where the actual wheel nuts were. It was quite neat in my mind. I just like it because it's got a simpler front than what it would have moving forward. It just got too busy. And even the first generation Senator is more straightforward. So that was the VE Commodore, which then was followed by the VF Commodore? Yeah. Which is, I think it's just a bit too aggressive. now. I mean, it's not. I know it's mild, but it just doesn't feel as look as nice to my eyes as it used to. Yeah, they did reasonably well, and then they really started falling off 2018 for some reason. Well, probably because production ended in 2017. That would do it, wouldn't it? Because we didn't really get any kind of export. And it was just launched at the wrong time. Wow, you have a huge range. A huge range of vehicles there. Concept cars. Hell yes. Love a good concept car. I could have just clicked that button. That would have been so much easier. That's right, they did the VXR Turbo. Very cool. Wish I could drive a manual. 10-speed transmission. That's so many speeds. Why do you need that many speeds, guys? Calm down. Calm down on your speeds. Okay. Okay, what we need to be doing, instead of just driving around aimlessly looking at HSVs, we need to be looking at event laps. That's got pretty good handling. It says 10 handling. Let's try that. Let's try the fastest car that we regularly drive. Not too bad this week. That is a pretty good review. If Shadow approves of them, that's a pretty good sign, because Shadow is a little bit, in my mind, a little bit of a downer on some of these event labs sometimes. So if he reckons they're good, these are probably really good. Or really okay, at least.
In 400 meters, turn right.
I have nothing wrong with knowing what you like, right?
Turn right.
You just gotta know your reviewer's biases, that's all. I think I'm also maybe a little bit too lenient on some of these things. Sorry.
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Oh, that's something we haven't discussed that I feel like we probably should. I assume you're pretty excited about Lancia, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and Abarth coming back. I am. I'll be interested to see what they bring back. If it's a nice stable of vehicle. I mean, I would assume Lancia at the very least is bringing back like the Stratos and stuff. The interesting thing is I really don't know what they'd be bringing back from Fiat. Because Like the 500C Abarth is,
Arrive at your
I think,
destination.
under the Abarth nameplate, isn't it? So, what else are they bringing from Fiat? Like, I feel like all of their performance vehicles are under the Abarth nameplate, which they've announced they're bringing in separately. Are we getting the Fiat Panda? A Bambino? So I've got a new challenger to the BMW Isetta. Yeah, but they're all Abarth though, they're not Fiat. Aren't they? Okay, or maybe there's one or two of them. Out of the way! Okay, that's pretty neat. That Dino engine had a tendency to turn up in a lot of places, didn't it? In the Stratos, in this Fiat Dino. Apparently the only reason it was in the Stratos because Lancia asked Maserati for the engine because Ferrari wouldn't give it to them. Maserati said yes, and Ferrari was suddenly a lot more open to sharing. This is going to be probably a bit of a rough one. Let's get in this one. A little bit slower, but it handles better. I hit B instead of A. Much better. I would like to see the Quadrifoglio from Alfa Romeo. I'd like to see the 8 and the 4C make a return. Both of them would be lovely. Oh, it's a Giulia, sorry. I keep forgetting what it's called. It's the second time I've called it the Quadrifoglio. The Quadrifoglio is the sports version, I think. Or the sports nameplate. Ah, there's a shortcut there if you wanted to take it. Great. This would be a pretty cool track to do with, like, the boys. Let's go the long way around. This might be a bad decision. Let's not say we did. Oh yes, classic. Many a memory of Need for Speed Carbon. That would be the car that I would always choose. Because I was always more partial to the exotics, as they were called back then. I mean, as they were called back then, as they were called in that game. But for whatever reason I didn't understand. I don't know, I didn't even think about kind of changing car. Even the Alfa Romeo GT would be an interesting car to have from like the early 2000s. I remember seeing that a lot as like a prize on Australian, I think it was Wheel of Fortune? One of those game shows. Maybe in Catchphrase or something. real shaking hours here. What is this way? Yeah, that's the one. I think this is just a different... That was just a shortcut. I am not familiar with the Montreal. Ah! Interesting. Well, there's nothing wrong with having a front end that looks like a mirror. Not at all. I think I missed the checkpoint. Wasn't I going towards it? I don't know what happened then. But we didn't miss it that time somehow. Must have... I don't know, it must have bugged or something. I think I just reset onto the checkpoint. A lot of force feedback from this surface. Okay, we kind of almost pulled up a drift there. I feel like being compared to the Miura favorably is just car design gold, particularly if you're a contemporary of that car. We'll do this next event lab chat, see what these guys have to offer. And then we might raid out after that. Because this Jow is the sleepy. Oh yes. I always forget about that car.
Turn left.
One of those cars that I think is really cool, but I can never remember the name of until someone actually mentions it.
Recalculating route. In 400 meters, turn left. In 400 meters, turn right. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right.
Quick face. Most of the cars I was introduced to, some of them from video games certainly, like the Ford GT90. I was first introduced through V8 Supercars 2
400 meters.
or
Turn
TOCA 2. One of my favorite concept cars
Calculating route.
in
200
well,
meters. Turn right.
Horizon 1 had the Miura concept car, which I was a big fan of. And then Horizon 3 had the Bentley Speed 6
Turn around when it
or
is
Speed
safe
8
to do
concept
so.
car, which I was also a huge fan of too.
In 400 meters, turn right.
That's probably one of my favorite part about the video games, is when there is the concept car added into it. I think particularly in the case of like the Ford GT90, it seems to be added in because, in my opinion, it seems to have been added in because Ford was like, we're going to launch this car.
Recalculating route.
Let's put this out here so there's kind of a little bit of publicity or whatever. And what is your fave hypercar? So we can start campaigning. Writing to both
In 100
Playground Games and Manufacturer X.
200 meters, turn left.
Chrysler ME412, a fine choice. Though I was always more of a Cadillac CN man when it came to early 2000s American concept supercars. I think I just like the angles of it a little bit more. I've always had a soft spot for Cadillac's design language. Let's take... We want something with good handling. Make up for our not good handling. Maybe this is Z. Take out the Mitsubishi. And by Mitsubishi I meant Mazda. MX-5. I mean, the other thing, is that a hypercar though, the 412? Or is it a supercar? I mean, I feel it's a bit nebulous where the line's drawn. Like, there's obvious cases where it's like, yeah, this is definitely a hypercar, like basically anything with a Bugatti badge in it at this point. Still having trouble. Okay, hold on, let's put it in reverse, maybe that'll help. Come on. Well, I think, isn't that why it was killed? Because it was a collaboration with Benz and, well, unofficially at least, they didn't want Chrysler to be competing with them in that kind of field. That's a hell of a lot of turbos for the early 2000s. I say, like, even now, quad turbos still feel kind of almost like illegal. It's like, can we really have that many turbos on an engine? Are we allowed? I can only imagine what it would have felt like back then. That's a fair point. I've never heard of a twin supercharger, let alone a quad supercharger. I wonder if it'd have to be... You'd have to have two cranks with it. mean, you could probably do it quite easily these days, because you could make them electric. So they wouldn't have, you wouldn't have that kind of parasitic load on the engine, on the crank. Yeah, right. It'd be nice though, because it'd be in stereo, I guess, instead of just mono. That's why you want to go for 4, so you've got like full surround sound. No, actually, if you're a real gamer, what you want is a twin super turbocharge. So you've got 2 turbos and 2 superchargers. For just an abomination of an engine. Just an absolute disaster. Well, Volkswagen had the TSI for a while as well, like mass produced. So it's not that difficult. I think it's just really expensive. And from what I've heard, it doesn't really make that much of a difference over just like a turbocharged engine. Well, you could fix that, Shadow. I'm assuming you're referring to your Buick. It's obviously not easy, but I feel like attaching a supercharger to an engine is a bit more straightforward than a turbo. Oh, that's right, because your Benz is turbocharged, isn't it? I feel like I still instinctually think that Benz's is supercharged. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm still stuck in the 90s. Or early 2000s when it comes to Mercedes-Benz. Quickly do that wheel spin. Super wheel spin! Yeah, the compressor. I do miss the fact that they're not, that superchargers have kind of died a death. But, you know, if a turbocharger's better, I'm not gonna knock anyone for wanting to get more power, baby. Obviously. That'd just be rude.
More power, baby!
Nice. Unsurprisingly, it's just the H button on the keyboard. I'm surprised it's not turbocharged, but then again, I don't know if I've ever heard of a turbocharged V12. Sorry, supercharged. I'm surprised it's not supercharged, but then again, I don't think I've ever heard of a supercharged V12. I think I've only ever encountered turbocharged V12s. Like, it's weird that the supercharger has been, except for Mercedes, which just supercharged everything. The supercharger is basically the purview of the V8 engine, and that's it. You don't get a supercharged V10, 6, anything, really. Just the V8. Just the American V8. The Merlin was supercharged, was it? Interesting. Let us check. I'm sure it was. Yeah, it would have to have had forced induction. Yeah, I mean, those engines are huge, right? Why aren't you being captured? Why aren't we capturing this? Oh, because you've frozen up. Okay, awesome. Well, maybe we'll just look this up anyway. And I guess that's an indication that we're finishing up. But I already knew that. Ah, it was in the Lancaster. I didn't know that. I knew obviously it was in the Spitfire. But I didn't know it was in the Lancaster. That means my grandfather flew a Merlin-powered aircraft. There you go. That I did not know. There's something so incredibly cool about a Merlin engine. Like the noise of one flying overhead. Central to the success of the Merlin was the supercharger. Oh, there you go. AC Lovesey, an engineer who was the key figure in the design of the Merlin, delivered a lecture on the development of the Merlin in '46. In this extract, he explained the importance of the supercharger. The impression still prevails that the static capacity, known as the swept volume, is the basis of comparison of possible power output for different types of engine. But this is not the case, because the output of the engine depends solely on the mass of air it can be made to consume efficiently. In this respect, the supercharger plays the most important role. The engine has to be capable of dealing with the greater mass flows with respect to cooling, freedom from detonation, and capable of withstanding high gas and inertia loads. During the course of research and development on superchargers, it became apparent to us that any further increase in altitude performance of the Merlin engine necessitated the employment of a two-stage supercharger. Huh? You get gearboxes and superchargers? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just didn't know that was a possibility. Because there are three broad categories of Merlin engine. The first one, a single stage, single gearbox supercharger. Second one is a single stage, two-speed gearbox supercharger, with the third one being a two-stage, two-speed gearbox supercharger with intercooler. Significant advance in supercharger design was the incorporation in 38 of a two-speed drive, the impeller. The later Merlin XX incorporated a two-speed drive as well as several improvements. The lower ratio gear, which operated at takeoff, drove the impeller at 21,000 RPM and developed 920 kilowatts, while the high gear, not super different, 25,000 RPM, developed 870 kilowatts at 5,500 meters. These figures achieved at 2,800 RPM engine speed using 9 pounds per square inch of boost. Wowzers. Hachi Machi. Oh, excellent. There's audio of a Merlin engine starting. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time to scramble, lads. Oh my goodness, it's in a lot of aircraft. A huge list down the bottom of the amount of aircraft it was in. Huh? Oh, okay, weird. Listed here as being used in a Heinkel. The CASA, the Spanish Aeronautics Department. Developed under the license. Okay. Holy moly. So these bad boys were first used in 1945 and they were retired in 73. Goodness gracious. If a war broke out, if the Third World War had kicked off in 1965, it's possible that a Heinkel bomber may have been sent against the Soviets. That's wild. Okay, well, on that weird kind of alternate history bombshell, time for me to go to bed. I am hopefully doing a photography walk tomorrow with a friend, which will be nice. Now, meanwhile, we are going to raid out. So, we are going to raid someone. As you do when you do raid a person. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it immensely for however long you've been able to join me. It is always a pleasure to have you all. We are going to raid Kusaki, who is currently playing Five Nights at Freddy's. The Ruin DLC. So if you want a brief kind of sneak peek, have a check it out. Tomorrow we will be having a look at Car Mechanic Simulator. Doing some more nuts and bolts stuff, putting together engines, taking apart engines, hopefully not losing our sanity, but you never know. I would put in different kind of things. All right, bye.